Okay, I'm pretty sick, so excuse my voice, but this video is exactly what I've been thinking to myself for like the past year. So if you don't want to hear my rant about Christianity, go ahead and scroll, but this is my channel. I'm going to do what I want. I think that this is an extremely valuable philosophical question of why did any of this have to happen under the Christian framework? And a lot of people take it too slow and assume that we mean like, why did Jesus have to die? And then just give us the same answer. But like the actual question is, the Bible already produces like a reason as to why Jesus had to die. Because the wages of sin are death. But why are the wages of sin death? This is treated like an immutable fact of the universe when like God didn't have to make it that way, right? I mean, he's literally omnipotent, right? So, like, he controls everything. So, why did the wages of sin have to be death? And if he's omnibenevolent, you would assume that he wouldn't make it that way. That doesn't make sense, right? Like, wouldn't it be far more merciful to just be like, yeah, so I told you guys that the wages of sin were death, but actually I totally lied about that. You know, you can come into heaven, it doesn't matter. Or even do away with the concept of sin completely, because that alone has introduced so much suffering to the world that, like, is it even worth it? Or taking it at its most ontological position, if you claim that sin isn't even really about the action, but it's about anything that pushes you away from God, then you kind of have an explanation that works. The wages of sin are death because sin pushes you away from God, and God is eternal life. And ergo, sin can be anything. It doesn't really matter so long as it pushes you away from God. In this way, you get to have your cake and eat it too. Homosexuality can be a sin so long as it pushes you away from God, but so can heterosexuality. This does, though, run into one fundamental problem. It does away completely with objective morality, which Christians tend to hang on pretty strongly to. Under this framework, you could be a massive liar, a huge swindle, a prolific murderer, and so long as you remain as close as you were to God, you're not a sinner. Under this framework, Christians have to justify their actions just as much as anyone else. And we need a justification for why all the arbitrary shit in the Old and New Testament was penalized, because it doesn't matter, does it? Either way, Occam's razor dictates that God just might not be real.